Hi, I'm Michelle, and this is A Common Life, and today I am participating in a tag that is being started by my friend Dina, so make sure you go ahead and check out her channel. I will have her channel linked to in the description box below. So a lot of my Catholic mom friends are going to be participating in this tag. I will have all of the questions in the description box below as well, and at the end of the video, I'm going to be tagging a few of my friends. Question number 1 is, are you a stay-at-home mom, a work-at-home mom, or a working outside of the house mom? So I am a stay-at-home mom, but I do homeschool my kids. I obviously have my YouTube channel. I also have an Etsy shop as well. So I'm definitely not a work-at-home mom per se, but I definitely have my own little things that I do to kind of bring a tiny bit of income into the family. Number 2 is, tell us about your kids. So if you're new to my channel, I have 5 kids. They are ages 13, 11, 9, 8, and 5. I always have trouble. For the first, I guess from October until April, they are all every other year. And so it's really, really easy to kind of keep track of their ages. But we're at that point right now where they're all kind of switching over years, and I have a harder time keeping track of it. So from about April until the end of October, they're not every other year for a while. So yes, they are. My youngest is 5. His name is Eric. And then we have John, who is 8, Gregory, who is 9, almost 10, Grace is 11, almost 12, and David is 13. Number 3 is, how many kids do you have, or how many would you like to have? And so we obviously have 5 kids, like I just said. I have had 3 miscarriages, and we cannot have any more children. And so I would honestly, if in the ideal world where all of my kids were, completely healthy and nothing, I don't know how to say this, like no special needs or anything like that, I would love to have a lot more children, but I physically cannot have any more children at this point. So that's where we are. We have 5 kids, and we will probably always have 5 kids unless, we decide to adopt down the road or do foster care down the road. We had talked about wanting to do foster care several years ago, but at this point we have, our middle son has just been diagnosed with 3 chronic illnesses. And so at this point, like, our 5 children that we have right now are our priority, especially our middle son. So, that's how it is. A lot of people, dream of having more children and they just can't, and, for lots of various reasons. And I feel like we do have a big, beautiful family, and I'm very content. Number 4 is, what are some of your favorite Catholic mama resources? So I would say one of my favorites is just YouTube. I love listening to my friends' videos here on YouTube. A lot of times I will play them while I'm like washing the dishes or folding laundry or things like that. I also just joined the Blessed Is She group that is kind of in my area. I think I'm in the Southeast. So it's like a really huge, huge group, but Blessed Is She has been like a really huge kind of support system and inspirational outlet. For me, I've just really enjoyed following them for a couple of years now. And then I also really like thebusymom.com. She's a Byzantine Catholic. We're a Byzantine Catholic family. And she shares just everything that you would ever need to know to go throughout the Catholic year in the Byzantine Catholic Church. So she has a really great website. She's on Instagram, on Facebook. I will link to all of these in the description box down below. And I also love Catholic All Year, Kendra Tierney. She is also just super inspirational to me. So those are a few. I will link to all of them down below. Number 5 is, what is your current favorite verse? And mine has always been 2 Corinthians 4:18. So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen. For what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. And that has just, for me, my whole life, that has just always been an incredibly huge comfort to me. Number 6 is something that God is teaching you through motherhood right now. So like I said, our middle son, Gregory, was just diagnosed with 3 chronic illnesses that have no cure. And so God is definitely just teaching me to be faithful and to trust in him and lean on him, because it's really hard. We're going through a really, really hard time right now. And, sometimes I don't know if anyone else is like me like this, but sometimes when I pray specifically, I tend to get really emotional, and that makes things harder for me. I don't like to feel overly emotional. I like to kind of keep things held together, not in a way that is harmful to me, but that's just kind of my personality. And so I have found like great comfort in praying the Jesus prayer, which I pray kind of just randomly whenever I need to, or I'll pray the Hail Mary or the Lord's Prayer. Those are kind of the 3 things that I will regularly turn to when I need to pray. Just because sometimes finding the words, or even if I can't find the words, it just kind of makes me get emotional. And, I can't always be that way. I need to be strong for my family. So I'm definitely learning to trust God, especially because with these three things, these three diseases, there's no prognosis, there's no cure, there's no kind of like normal progression of the diseases. Like it just is dependent on each person. Everyone is different. So we have no clue, like zero clue as to what his future looks like, as to whether or not he'll just kind of stay the way he is right now, if he'll get better, if he'll get worse and need like a liver transplant or other surgeries. Like we just don't know. And so I just have to learn to trust God and, get through it. Number 7 is, what is something that you enjoy doing that does not involve the kids? Well, I love doing YouTube. That's one of the things I really enjoy. I also enjoy kind of creating things. I have fun making things with my hands. I kind of go back and forth between different things that I like to do. Sometimes I crochet, sometimes I do hand embroidery, sometimes I sew, which I haven't done in a while. Sometimes I paint. Sometimes I just kind of like doodle and have fun. There was a period there where I loved cooking. Now cooking is not really my thing as much anymore, but I like doing things with my hands is kind of what I like to do. I really like, one of my favorite things to do is just to watch The Office, which is probably not the most Christian show out there. I know that, but it makes me laugh. It's just ridiculous. It's just funny. And, sometimes I just need that downtime for me. Just for me, it's something I watch completely on my own. And I also really love singing. I used to be a singer. I have a degree in vocal performance / opera. I haven't been able to sing very often, but I was actually able to sing a couple weeks ago now. And it was actually like a paid gig, which I have not had a paid gig in forever. I mean, it wasn't like a huge big deal or anything. It was just in like a 10-person choir, but it was still exciting for me. So I'm hoping to be able to do more of that in the future. The next question is, what is your favorite thing to do with your kids? Well, I do love homeschooling my kids. That is probably my favorite thing. Well, no, like a part of that would be like going out into nature and studying nature and biology and things like that with them. Like that would be my favorite thing to do with them. I love just like going out in the woods with them or going down to the pond and just like observing wildlife. That is probably what makes me the happiest, doing those types of things with my kids. Number 9 is a favorite memory with your kids. And honestly, like, I can't think of one singular favorite memory. I have so many good memories with my children. And I think I have so many more just because they're with me all the time. It's not like I send them to school during the day. Like I'm with them the majority of the time. I don't know. I can't really think of like a number one favorite memory with my kids. I love when we just all snuggle up on the couch together, like reading a book or whatever. That's not really a memory, but that's just something I really enjoy that we do. The next one is one thing that you do to stay motivated as a mom. Using a planner, that really helps me. If I don't have a planner, I fall apart. I have no clue what day it is, what day of the week it is, what I'm supposed to be doing next. So that's really helpful for me personally. The next question is one thing that you pray over your children constantly. I think it probably depends on the child. Like there's some of my kids where I pray like that they will stay in the faith. And then, for my son Gregory, that he will be healed. And then, some of my other kids, it just kind of depends. Like sometimes if they're going through a certain thing, I wouldn't say that there's any one thing I specifically would pray. Like I think it kind of just changes based on seasons and based on, their special needs or if they're having learning troubles or whatever. Yeah, it just depends. So I wouldn't say that there's anything consistent, but I definitely would hope that they would all stay in the church. Especially as they're getting to those teenage years and approaching college and all of that. I mean, that's when most people tend to kind of fall away from the faith. So I'm sure that will become more of my consistent prayer as all of my kids are getting older. And the last question is one piece of advice or encouragement for other mamas. And I would say this is probably my best advice for anybody is just don't compare yourself to other people. I think that if you get stuck in the trap of just comparing yourself to people, it takes away your joy. It makes you harder on yourself. And frankly, whatever you're seeing even on YouTube or social media or Facebook or whatever it may be, or even what you see when you're out, that is everybody putting their best foot forward. It is very rare that you're going to see, people's worst foot forward in any of those situations, anywhere out in public or anything like that. And if you're comparing yourself to that and then at home, maybe losing your temper or whatever it may be, and you feel really bad about yourself, I would just say, don't compare yourself with others, because I think that for the most part, moms are really honestly trying to do their best and to do best by their kids, because every single human being on this planet is completely different. And so I don't think that there's any one parenting manual that is the best or anything like that. I think you really need to just get to know your own children, understand their personalities, and work with that. So yeah, so don't compare yourself to others. And I think we'll all be much more successful parents if we can just kind of, do the best that we can with what we have been given. And then, when we feel like we are faltering, then we reach out. We reach out either to other people that we know, we pray, we, look things up, because sometimes you could be struggling with a child and they actually have like an undiagnosed situation or condition, that's causing this situation that you're in. So, yeah, I honestly really feel like we all just need to stop worrying about everyone else so much and just focus on ourselves and doing our best by our family. Okay, now it's time for me to tag a few people. I am not 100% sure who is all participating in this kind of group of people that are doing this tag at the same time, but I'm going to tag my friend Jennifer at A Country Life because if you don't follow her, you should. She's awesome. She's a homeschooling mom. She's got a bunch of kids, some that are actually out of the house already. One is married, and then some younger kids as well. And her one son has Down syndrome. And so she's just cooking all the time and gardening, and they own a cranberry farm, bog. I don't know what you call it. She's awesome. So I'm tagging you, Jennifer. I'm going to tag Tabitha Kelly. She has a really great channel. They also have a family vlogging channel as well, and they're touring the country right now. So I'm going to just tag those two people. I'm going to tag Jennifer and Tabitha. And if there's anyone else who would like to participate in this tag, I tag you as well. All the questions are in the description box down below. Just make sure you say that I tagged you and that Dina started this tag, and then go ahead and answer all the questions in a video. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.